Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I just start sobbing. The Jim Carrey. I love you so much.
Robert, I do not like this rock.
Pick one. Action.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Creatively Dreaming podcast with yours truly, Luna Liz. And today I have a very special guest, my best friend. Introduce yourself.
Hi. My name is Fox.
This is Fox
Yes.
XOXO. This is our first podcast together and I am super excited. We're going to deep into pop culture podcast. Oh wow. We're gonna me words. I can't word now.
Think.
I might be a little, just slightly, I know, reset the brain, hold on.
Freaking lightweight over here.
I know, I've had like half my beatbox and I'm like, hello. Me, the host that's supposed to be running the podcast.
In the clouds.
Literally. But I am Luna Linz and this is my best friend Fox and I'm so excited to we're gonna get into pop culture. We're gonna get into a little bit of our lore. And this is the Creatively Dreaming podcast, so of course we're gonna talk about art and where we are in our creative journey because everyone can be an artist if you believe.
Just put some time into it.
Yeah,
Especially.
Exactly. It just takes time. Just take some time to realign.
I don't even know if realign is the thing, but just
I was
getting into the
referencing Drake and
groove.
Josh. But yes.
I'm getting into the groove. So
yes, I agree. First and foremost, we have to, talk about our merch that we're wearing. We're right now wearing our Rico Nasty merch. We went to go see her on this one's birthday in October. It was everything.
Lit.
It was very
Legitness.
Legitness. It was so fun. I got lost in the mosh pit. I was screaming.
Oh, you did? I was so scared because I was on my emergency pair of glasses. So, like, I wanted to be able to see and enjoy. And I didn't want to risk fucking them up.
God. That's real. I think I always leave my glasses. I do wear glasses. I don't always wear them on the podcast, but I do wear glasses.
Poser.
I was literally screaming in the crowd, and I just remember, like, falling over, and I was really close to the front, too, so I'm like, low-key, Rico Nasty probably heard me scream, because, like, somebody, like, pushed me over, and it was, like, very high-pitched, and this girl was like, are you okay? And I was like, I was fine, I just was pushed over from the mosh pit, like, I'm fine, I just was falling.
Did you beat her up?
No, nobody was beating each other up at the Rico Nasty mosh pit. Everybody was just pushing.
Crazy.
I know, everyone was just pushing and jumping. It was more of just, like, the fun, like, girls and gays. Like, it was very, like, honestly, ideal mosh pit is Rico Nasty's mosh pit, I have to say.
Sense.
Yeah,
that
it was, because other than that, like, an actual punk, like, solely a punk show or a metal show.
Right.
Terrifying.
Well, I feel like most people going to a Rico Nasty concert are going for good vibes. You know,
I agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was such good vibes. Now we're going to get into a little bit of questions. We're going to be interviewing my bestie here, Fox. She is a school teacher. She's a painter. She's a collager. She went to school for art therapy. She's a bad bitch. And we have a lot to unpack. Okay? So, first question for Pop Culture Pop-Up. Who is your pop diva?
I have to say, from almost day one, just my entire life, Miley Cyrus.
Yeah.
You know, Hannah Montana was just my upbringing. I had, like, a poster of Hannah Montana in my bedroom growing up. It was at my dad's house. And I just feel like she was, like, my astral awakening.
I love that.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
no, same.
And, I don't know, she's been, like, through so many different parts of my life. Especially, I mean, just growing up in elementary school, I had a bunch of her, like, CD discs, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like bought like a deluxe pack too, so like I had like
you were
fake
into
signed. I don't think they were really signed, but I think they were like printed signed, like Miley Cyrus like photos, and they were just like random like stills from the show. But I still had them like hung up because I was
iconic.
obsessed. My mom was always playing it in the car growing up. So she is definitely at the top. I think a couple other like shout-outs though, or like another person especially close to me is Dolores O'Riordan, who was the lead singer for the Cranberries.
Oh, hell yeah.
And some funny tea, so like, unexpectedly, my grandfather was the one who got me like really into the Cranberries because he would listen to them a good bit and I would hear like within his like playlists. And so I just kind of like where I got hooked with the Cranberries. And then I even had like a Claudia tattoo. I think like I got this, it was like shortly before or after she had passed away. because I'm forgetting which year she passed away. It was like 2022, 2023. And I think I got it like a couple months in between that. Just kind of connected both with the song as well as, my family heritage. Just because,
Yes.
family being from Ireland.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with the Cranberries. I want to listen to more of them.
They
Obviously,
are so good.
They are. They really are. Obviously, the main one that I'm obsessed with is Zombie, and I know it's like the basic one. I know,
but still, it's a classic.
Yeah.
Linger, Dreams,
Mm.
or Dream by Cranberries.
Yeah. My one friend
And those
Eli
are
too is
sometimes-
obsessed with the Cranberries. Like he loves. Yeah. But yeah. He's friends with like Chris and Teresa as well, and like Goulet and everyone. But yeah, the reason why too I've gotten more into the Cranberries recently is because their song Zombie played in Yellow Jackets, which makes sense.
Oh, and I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yellow Jackets it came out like a year or two ago.
It's on Netflix, right?
Yes.
Okay,
There's
I just haven't had access to Netflix.
No,
because
that's valid.
all these streaming sites are just getting like too greedy.
Yeah, there's
And-
way too many of them. That's the one thing with Netflix though too. If you pay with the one with ads, it's like $7 a month.
Which is just, I'm sorry,
I know.
stupid because like
Hulu too.
back in my day, I remember growing up and having either a Netflix shipped to your fucking house.
Yes,
Or,
that
like,
was the dream.
I remember even having like you had to purchase like the disc to go in the Wii. So if you wanted to like watch Netflix on the Wii, didn't you have to like insert like a disc to like because you could download the app on it and you could.
Oh my
watch
god,
it.
you're
Like,
so right.
Yep. So
You have such a good memory.
kids, Gen Alpha doesn't understand like how bad, which it wasn't bad
How
at all.
bad we
but
had
still,
it. Right? Like, we had it so bad we had to fucking order Netflix online. Like, what the hell?
No, but I miss that. It's, I mean,
Same.
for me, if anything,
Blockbuster?
I was about to say Blockbuster. That was like quintessential.
Yeah.
At Friday night, like my parents taking me out there, I always think of Twizzlers when I think of Blockbuster.
No, I always think of Whoppers. I don't know why I liked Whoppers so much. I was a fucking weirdo.
Twizzlers and Chicken Run.
Yes.
Those were like,
Yes.
we would I loved watching Chicken Run.
Yeah. Oh my god. I also did not fucking mention too, we've known each other for over 10 years.
It's going to be 11 years.
Yeah, it's going to be almost 11 years that we have known each other.
Which is crazy.
Which is insane. Like, this is my soulmate, by the way. This is my sister. I just start sobbing. But yeah, we have known each other for ages.
Quite a while now.
Quite.
It will
a while.
soon, like, I don't know, my brain just shut off.
No,
But,
it's
like,
not good.
'cause
Mine does it all the time. My brain does not like to function.
there will come a point where our friendship will be longer than like half of our lives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, which is crazy. And I'm happy. I'm so happy for the journey. Cheers, bitch.
Crazy. That's beautiful.
Back
But
on
yes.
pop culture divas.
Pop culture.
Oh, and like, so you were talking about like, what was it? You called it like pop divas. But like a big
Yes.
pop culture diva of mine, like especially, I mean, when I have had Netflix, like I love The Crown, and especially within
Ooh.
it, my like pop culture diva, Princess Diana. Like it,
Yeah.
it pains
You
me
love Princess
to this
Diana.
day, knowing like they're like, especially with just how much of a humanitarian she was. Again, no one is perfect. I know that like any person, there are issues idolizing people, but I really admire the influence that she had. I mean, especially during the AIDS crisis, because like she just
Yeah.
humanized people. Nothing controversial about that. So and honestly, again, nothing to idolize, just for humanizing people. So like it.
No.
I wish we could see a world right now where Diana was still alive and
Mm-hmm.
having an impact in many other ways.
I agree.
It pains me. I mean, I bawled. I obviously, like, I knew the history, I knew what was going to happen, but when they had the episode where she died, it was just
It's heartbreaking. Yeah, it really is. And like, you see so many people too nowadays get silenced. Like, people try to, and people do speak out. And I'm very grateful. Like, at the Grammys this year, everyone was speaking out.
right.
It was like the whole thing was speaking out, which was really
Exactly.
cool. But I don't know if you've seen, and I will literally pull up a photo, but just in reference to certain people that speak out. Jim Carrey, he came on a recent movie premiere and he doesn't look like himself. And it's like actually really scary.
I've been seeing this, but I think it's getting blown out of proportion.
You think it is?
Yeah, because
okay, 'cause maybe.
I mean, I've been following along with him. Like, I've seen like recent videos of him. So
Okay.
I think we're getting to a stage now, and I'm seeing it with many celebrities where people are like there was one specific, I forget his name, but he was like a small lead actor in House, like the medical drama series.
I only
And
know. I mean,
it's not Dr. Cuddy. Like, I forget. It was like it was basically like House's best friend guy.
I
and
haven't
you
watched
know
it so long.
he had like a feel like he has like a teddy bear face. I mean, but like I don't know how to like describe it. I mean, he doesn't have like a beard or anything, but you see he has like a soft like teddy bear face. And someone had posted on Twitter. They're like, I can't believe he's getting older. It made some comment along with it, and it wasn't like discriminating against it, but just still like commenting and recognizing it. And I think people are just they're missing the point of life where it's gonna happen, and
that's true.
People make it. It's one thing when like you see like all like folks that are like getting work done and they drastically
it looks like he has Botox,
but I think some people just realize too, like, they saw someone maybe in a couple movies or TV shows growing up or like just 10-20 years ago, and now they're seeing him again because they did something else or they walked on a red carpet and they had their photo taken and they're like, they look so different. I'm like, of course.
People are going insane with analyzing people's faces.
And same with Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, I did see at 3 a.m. last night, and it did scare me. I can't lie, and I don't mean that to, like, offend anyone, but it's seriously, like, he doesn't look like himself. His eyes were different, like...
I see the stuff people are talking about.
He also wasn't... It didn't feel like he was acting like himself, too, and obviously people are going to pick that apart, too.
I feel like he was. I felt like he sounded like his normal self. Yeah. I've seen many interviews with him recently, over the last 2 years, and especially talking about, like, the journey he's gone through, like, the psychosis that he, like, experienced while filming The Grinch. Like, that's a big thing where I admire Jim Carrey, because I feel like he's, like, really come back down to earth. Again, not idolizing, because, again...
No, he's a human.
Nobody's perfect. We're all humans.
Yeah.
But, like, I have really been fascinated by the journey that he has, like, gone through and, some of the steps that he's taken in his life.
Agreed. Yeah. He's so cool. And his like, painting journey, too.
Right, I keep forgetting. He's an artist, too.
Yeah. Yep. His painting of Jesus and shit. Oh my god. He's iconic. I love him. I really hope that he's okay and that like everyone's just being dramatic about the movie premiere.
I think so too.
Like, because I think that the reason why people were really picking it apart, because one, obviously he looks different, but also in previous award shows he's been like, I don't really agree with these award shows kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas with this one he was more excited and happy to be there, which was opposite from like his views.
I think he was like in France too, though, and he was talking about like how he was trying to speak in French.
He literally spoke in full French for his award.
Because that's the part like in his interview afterwards that I heard, and honestly like. I mean, I'm sure he was just excited to, like, actually expand outside the United States. I'm sure there's probably I don't want to say staleness, but, I mean, it's just something new. It's a new opportunity, regardless of how old you are in your career. I mean, again, people, like, that's the other thing. People get so weird about age and someone getting older. And there are some folks that don't, like, hit the prime of their careers. Or they don't find, like, that thing that, like, makes what they've been working for happen, whether it's writers or actors or inventors, like, until their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s even. And, I was just, because talking with my students, I was working with my first graders for Black History Month with Alma Thomas. Alma Thomas, she's a painter, and it wasn't until she was in her 80s when she became the first female Black artist to have a solo exhibition at the Whitney in New York.
When did this happen?
That's so cool. I mean, I think that was... I forget exactly when she passed away, but it was like maybe... I know it was in her 80s, but like...
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely...
I forget exactly when she passed away, so I think I know she was born in the early 1900s, so it was probably like the 80s, 90s when that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, life just... Sometimes it takes time for people to have, like, breakthroughs in that way, and also with her, she's a Black woman, so it takes...
Oh, and yeah,
I mean, she had to wait for... the world to catch up, and, like, realize what the fuck what they were doing.
But still, her age doesn't discriminate on anything, no matter where she was at in her career.
That's the thing, too, is, like, because so many people... I hate that, and that's like why so many people in the public eye have gotten Botox fillers, whatever, and I honestly, like, I would have no idea, like, nobody knows what it's like until you're in it, and I know that people are like, oh, well, this is what you wanted the fame, whatever, but when you're in it, it also is a lot of pressure, and there's no way out of it, because once people know you, people know
the media is so critical, and I guess just piggybacking, like, and the same thing with Diana. People, I mean, they ate her up, and that's like, a huge thing, especially with British media. They are just so compulsive over celebrities, and then sensationalizing it, and
and it can like ruin people.
It's like British brain rot.
It really
is.
Of British brain rot. It's not really brain rot, but British. Charlie XCX, the moment. Oh, yes. But like, the moment was all about how the industry can fuck you up. Yeah, and also being a pop diva.
I like the self-awareness of the industry and poking fun at it. I mean, it just. Again, the British humor, it reminded me so much of, like, the UK Office, especially, with The Office in general, like, it literally was, like, The Office meets Charlie XCX.
Yeah. So Charlie XCX with fucking Kylie Jenner.
Oh my god, literally. And she was on point with it, too. Like, and it makes me wonder, too, like, even, like, people like the Kardashians, how aware they are of their actions, and they're still just, like,
Yeah. I think they're fully aware. I mean, like, as much as it, like... It seems like they don't do anything, to have that much attention on you does come from talent. That's a type of talent that, like, is not always teachable. Like, sometimes you just kind of have it. Like, for example, Trisha Paytas. Like, she's just kind of on the internet. She's just on the internet showing everything, right? Her whole life.
That is a pop culture diva right there.
If there's ever a pop culture diva, it's Trisha Paytas. It's the Kardashians, whatever. But yeah, I think that is, like, a big part, too, of just, like, just being alluring. Like,
Yeah.
and, like, Doja Cat in her era where she was, like, the Scarlet era, like, all of the fucking rage baiting, like, I've never, like, realized, but, like, even way back in the 2000s, I'm sure, like, all these celebrities and stuff knew about rage baiting before it became, like, a term that people just use all the time. Because I feel like that is a big way of, like,
I feel like
gaining attention.
I feel like the precursor to rage baiting was sensationalizing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true. Mm-hmm.
And
Very true.
But oftentimes too, it wasn't even a matter of like a celebrity sensationalizing. Like this makes me even think of like there was like I think it was 2004. There was a Democratic candidate running against George Bush, and he literally was like leading a rally, and he said, "Oh, and we're going to take back this state and this state, and we're going to win this state and that state, and then we're going to take the White House." And the crowd is cheering everything, and he goes, "Yeah." But he does it in like not in an effeminate way, but he just has like a high pitched yeah, and the media ate him up for it, and it literally
Yeah.
destroyed his entire campaign, everything he was going for, just because he said yeah in a very specific
Yeah.
like it was it was like a stupid shit too when like Obama wore a tan suit and like they were all just
Yeah.
literally
It's
and
so
I mean well that
crazy.
also just has such racist implications on top of it, but like back on Charlie XCX.
Yes, back to the Charlie XCX.
'Cause
I love
that's a whole
loopholes.
rabbit hole. Just how the
Yeah.
media handles like
Exactly.
and I think again that was because that's all that they cared about within the movie. It was like, oh, how is this person going to react? How can we continue this thing? How can we make Brat forever?
Yes,
and I thought
Brat
that was
forever.
really funny, especially with all the deadpan like fourth wall breaking moments, like
Yes.
self
Because
acknowledging.
at first you didn't know that it was a mockumentary, right? Because
Well, no,
or did you?
I remember you telling me about it, but I kind of
Okay.
forgot about it, and I wanted to go into it not watching it. Like, when I watch trailers for movies and stuff, sometimes it just gives it all too much away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's the point of spending $15 when I've already seen all the main clips that they showed in the trailer?
that
And,
part.
yeah,
But I think
so-
it was worth it to see the movie. Like,
Oh, of
because I've
course.
seen the trailers and it obviously, like, it shows, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's so good. Like, the whole storyline of it, of how she just spirals out of control, and yeah.
And I forgot going into it that it was a mockumentary. So the first, like, 3 to 5 minutes, you know, I'm just sitting there, not confused, but just, like, trying to, like, digest it and, like, understand where it's going and what's going on.
Yeah.
And then I
Especially
remembered,
when
oh,
it
this
starts.
is... Right, because I could get the campiness as they were going along. Again, that's the thing with British humor, it's so dry.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I love it, and that's the funny part, is because they're so serious about it. But I
Yeah.
could see, especially someone who doesn't know Charlie XCX, or someone that is just not that far into it, I mean, especially, like, just boomers, like, I could see them just, like, watching this and taking it literally.
Right.
You know?
You know what? Who is really taking it way too literally is the Swifties, because all of the Swifties think that it was completely made just to diss Taylor, which is partially part of
But
it.
she's not the only celebrity. Like, Katy Perry does it too, right? I mean, didn't Billie Eilish have a documentary?
Yeah, Billie Eilish had like a real documentary of when she was like young and like dealing with all of it. But I think, but the main reason why people think she's dissing Taylor Swift is because everything that the one director was trying to get Charlie to do was stuff that would happen at a Taylor Swift concert type of thing.
I never saw it as a diss to Taylor Swift. I mean, I guess, like, I just more so saw it as, like, a diss to other pop stars, but I wasn't seeing it as a diss to Taylor Swift.
I think it was a
I'm
diss
not- I
to
don't
like the. For me, I saw it more as a diss to the media for making people like feel like they have to be cookie cutter.
It like,
You know?
it literally, it felt like I was trying to watch, like some kind of concert from, like, 2015 or 2014.
Yeah.
So, like, especially with, like, the
Yeah.
hashtag, like, what was it, like, hashtag bitch or something? Or no, it was bitch with the hashtag at the end of
Yes.
it. Like, as they decorate it on the stage, and, like, all the, like, the like, glam and glitter and all the extra stuff. That, for me, I mean, because that's the whole thing, too. They kept trying to continue Brat. So it made me think, oh, well, these are the same people that were trying to continue, like, that hipster culture from, like, 2012, 2015
Which
era.
was very like Charlie XCX in 2015. Like, not fully.
Yes, but no, but yes.
Yes, but no, but yes. Yes, but no, but yes. Because I remember at least, like, the album covers and, like, all of, like, just... I mean, maybe I haven't seen
It's like
enough of her
Chainsmokers.
shows. Yeah, I haven't seen
You know.
enough of her shows from that era, but from what I could gather of what I remembered from that era, it was kind of... It felt like she was maybe forced into a box that she didn't want to be in because she was trying to, like, be known
Right.
as a pop star. Because... we don't fucking think about this enough too, because at least, like, because I watched one podcast that was, like, saying that it was all of a diss
Yep.
to Taylor Swift, which I just don't think is true, because she's been in the industry for 10 years plus, and for so long she's been in what people call the IKEA asylum, which is, like, where pop stars go to, like, not be as relevant as, like, the other ones. But I think, like, and during that time, she was probably trying to figure out who the fuck she was, and she probably dealt with a lot of that.
And I can only imagine probably just getting brands / labels to, like,
Yeah, and trying to be brand
also
safe.
get with that, because, I mean, some people have a vision, some people don't.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something else with it, like, just, you know, if anything, it didn't feel like a diss to Swifties. It felt like as if I imagined people from, like, the marketing campaigns for, like, Aeropostale or American Eagle were trying to, like, create for an experience when you walked into their stores back in 2015.
That part.
Literally, I mean, it just, that...
Because it was the middle-aged white man coming in there trying to
the
basically
corporate egotistical
dictate,
bastard, like...
think that this is what is poppin' right now, and it's fully 10 years late.
And just trying to sell whatever he can pull out of his ass versus
Yeah.
actually trying to create a genuine product that's actually going to be honest for, like, what it's going to be, like, experience for, versus creating something just to create it and to, like, sell it as best as you can. Like,
Exactly.
it's just, you can tell when things are forced and when things are natural, and also they're just trying to get rid of, like, the club culture. They're just trying to completely wash over that and, like, you know, create something that, like, people who don't understand club culture are gonna indulge in.
Yeah, like, resonate with. Like they're trying to make it family friendly. That was a thing. When she's literally, like, singing about Coke. And he was like, metaphorical Coke? Like, no, honey. Yeah, I was... Because I also was really inspired, too, after watching it and just kind of feeling like... Because honestly, when I came home, I was like... I made a fucking IG reel, and it was, like, to a Charlie XCX song, and I was just, like, making it very, like, overstimulating and, like, very fast cuts and all of that. Like, because I've been into club music for... like, house music or whatever
I need to get
for a
more
while
into
now.
it.
I listen... It's almost, like, bad because I listen to something more chill and I'm like, where's the, like, Barely Human?
Where's the
like,
bump?
yeah, which is... it's because I don't, like... I'm pretty... I'm... I'm more on, like, the sober side, so, like, when things push comes to shove, like, I want to listen to music made by cokeheads, you know what I mean? Like...
It gives you the high.
It gives you the high that you need. No, seriously.
Shout out to your Charlie.
Shout out to the literal painting that I did of Charlie and Billie Eilish for
collage.
Guess. I was saying this in my previous episode. Why the fuck weren't Billie Eilish and Troye Sivan in the movie?
Ooh, Troy would have been a good one.
Like, I understand that, like, maybe it didn't go with, like, the vision, because I'm sure Billie and Troy would have, like... I don't know, I feel like it would have added another element because they're such a big part of Brat. Especially Troy.
It would have been funny to see them have an appearance or something.
Yeah, at least, like, come to the rehearsal and be like, what the fuck's going on? You know what I mean?
Think of, like, any other celebrities that could, like,
Yeah.
mesh into that too.
I wish Julia Fox was in more of it and not just a clip. But those especially because they were...
Thing. I think it would just have to be a cameo if it was
Yeah.
someone. You know, same as, like, what was it, Kylie,
so true.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah. I really liked her, like, creative director actress, too. I don't know if she was, like... It seemed like she was, like, actually her creative director, but I don't know.
And it makes me wonder, too, like, how much of it was actually scripted and how much, too, that they were doing, like...
She said it was... I watched an interview, a lot of it was improv.
Really?
Which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
which
and
makes
I see-
sense.
like, I kind of got that vibe that they were just kind of goofing off, too, with the ideas and
Yeah.
just running with it, but, like...
Yeah, it was fun.
It was in a good way, and that's how a lot of The Office was, like, done, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's
It was good.
it's getting that, like, because, again, it's unscripted, so it's just that mockumentary experience.
Yeah. And I'm, like, so deep in the rabbit hole of Brat. Like, I'm obsessed with it.
And to be honest, it's probably about half of reality TV too, where they're just trying to, like, run with ideas and, stuff and retaking it then too, because
they're
they
like,
did
wait, let's
something-
make this
Yep.
conversation sound funnier.
Exactly.
And that's, like, actually not only reality TV, but YouTubers, podcasts, because I think about that all the time. Like, sometimes I will repeat a sentence. I'll be fucking for real. Because I will stumble over my words or something. But people will, like, completely redo a conversation to make it sound a certain way. Or whatever. Which is so interesting to me.
Too much.
It's, like, fully a
Just be
performance.
genuine.
It's fully a performance.
Genuine.
I know, because that's the thing, is that people nowadays, for the most, like, at least for me, I love a genuine fucking ass bitch on YouTube. I will say, I do get into, like, the bigger creators that probably are not as genuine. Like, I think it's entertaining. But that's the thing, is I do see it as reality TV, because I know that a lot of it is fucking fake. Like, to be honest. And that's the tea. We have a lot of questions to get through, though, so I'm gonna continue on with the questions. But I fucking love Charlie XCX, and obviously, because I fucking painted them. And I'm excited to... I guess Brad is over, but, like, it's not in my heart, obviously.
Brat Summer will always live on.
I agree.
In many ways.
It
but-
completely changed the entire music industry. Like, Demi Lovato came out with an album that was, like, house music, Toby Lou, smaller artists, but, like, I love Toby Lou. I think he deserves way more flowers than he gets. He came out with a few different house mix albums, and it's just a slay. But speaking of movies, we watched Wicked 1 and Wicked 2 together, and in Wicked 1, I remember you sobbing, so I just wanted to know.
Were you sobbing?
Yes. So I just
Maybe I did actually cry, but like I feel like I like teared up. But like I was trying not to be a mess in the movie theater, just to, like, walk out after. Maybe there were sometimes I did cry. I really forget. I remember feeling emotional.
It was a year and a half ago.
I remember
but
feeling
I'm just
emotional.
curious, like, what that you can remember from the first movie that like made you cry, or from the second.
Oh, that's the thing. Well, what made you cry in Wicked? Wicked 1, not part 2. I'm sorry, and I'll get to that in a second. But like Wicked 1, I feel like had that like, I guess you could call it like climax. And again, shall I say, I enjoy musicals. I'm not a big musical person.
Yeah,
and I've never listened to the original like Wicked soundtrack or seen like any of the other live performances, or so I don't have that influence. So I'm taking it from an outsider's perspective. So don't hate. I really enjoyed it, and I feel like the plot was like really, I wanted to get to the second part. So I think part of it was they shouldn't have planned it a whole year in between.
I agree.
I think at least at maximum it should have been 6 months in between, because you go a whole year, and not everyone has the privilege to be able to like watch the whole other long movie and then let's go see this now. You have to be a diehard fan, and
really
I'm sorry,
invested.
I'm not that invested / obsessed with it, and so part 1 gave me like an instantaneous high, and it did leave me gagged for months. I just felt like part 2 was like too empty, and it lacked the substance. There were parts too where I was like, like it wasn't bad, but it just didn't leave me gagged the same way. Especially the ending of it, just that like the Defying Gravity is just like, I feel like it doesn't make sense to split it in half, and then that's like, that should be like the ending in some ways. That was the ending for part 1, but like I didn't have that same
emotional
like part 2 was cute, but like part 1 I was like, I felt the like sisterhood more too, and I think
part 2 is more about like freeing the animals, which is what they said,
right?
What it was about, but like, and then also like the love triangle, it was like that drama was kind of fun, but
yeah, I just can't put my finger on it exactly. It just, and maybe I just wasn't in the same headspace that I came into it as well. So like,
true. It almost felt like that, like love triangle, like it feels like back to authenticity. Like it doesn't really feel like that would have actually happened if, I don't know, maybe, but like,
and it was cool. Like I enjoyed like the lore between. Like,
I think it was funny. I love the fight between them, like the little like cat fight that they had.
Right, it was silly, and
it was cute.
I guess one of my favorite parts from Wicked 2 was just seeing more of the lore behind the Wizard of Oz, and like seeing the Dorothy, as well as like how the Tin Man and the Lion became who and where they are. But
because I never knew that before watching the movies. So, because preface, obviously we're not obsessed. I never saw it on Broadway.
Sorry.
I've seen a few Broadway shows. I just had never seen Wicked because, hey girl, Broadway's expensive, and there's only so many Broadway shows I've seen. So, yeah, I don't know. And even then, like, seeing any Broadway show is like a privilege. Like, I'm very grateful that I've been able to do that, because that's in and of itself is like really cool, and like, yeah, it can be really expensive, especially nowadays. But yeah, I don't know if I cried, but I will say a really embarrassing thing about watching the first one is my stomach was going through the waves.
In the second one?
No, in the first one. We were in the theater, and girl, when you just gotta go, and the waves of when your stomach is hurting were coming in and out.
I haven't had those in so long. I know what you mean.
Yeah, and it was like, whatever. And it was, of course, during the end of the movie when it kept on like getting really intense and then slowing down, and my stomach was almost like doing this.
And like, I love popcorn, but like it'll just be on that random occasion, especially usually the movie theater popcorn, where like
all the butter.
He'll just, I don't know if it's the butter, I don't know if it's the corn itself.
I don't know.
It's probably the fake ass butter, but like, I know what you mean, where you're just like literally, it's not even cramping, but you're just like,
you're like, I gotta go.
It literally just feels like it's like churning your insides out. Though. I don't know, maybe we're the only ones.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I deal with this like too, like big thing, like when I'm on my period. period or whatever. But anyways, that was my Wicked experience, is having to run out of the theater and be really quick and then run right back during like the ending.
Oh, I remember that.
I think during 1 and 2 I had to leave to use the restroom because the movie is so long, and I have a small bladder, so that's also part of it. But anyways, next question. What's your favorite pop culture moment from your childhood?
So, a few things growing up, especially, I feel like then, one of the biggest influences was American Idol.
Yes.
I was a little bit too young for when Kelly Clarkson was on air.
Oh my god.
I mean, I still love Kelly Clarkson, but like the biggest one I remember growing up was when Carrie Underwood won.
Oh my god.
And I was also kind of like going through like a country girl phase. So
Me, I did like Taylor Swift when she first
Oh my God,
came out.
of
Oh my
course. I
god.
remember
That was
running
my
around my
country girl phase, which wasn't even fully, but that was my version.
I remember running around my grandma's, like she had like the detached part of the like the vacuum, and I would pretend it was guitar, like, and I would like slide up and down the hallway like listening to her
It's a
songs.
love story. So
Oh, and that was
good.
on Band Hero, so I would play that with. She had I think 1 or 2 songs on Band Hero.
Band Hero was everything.
So, but Carrie Underwood on American Idol, but also, especially, honestly, bigger than Carrie Underwood, my favorite season was David Cook versus David Archuleta. And I feel like if you go up to anyone now and you say David Cook, people are like, who? Even though he won. And that's who I wanted to win. I was a big David Cook girly.
Yeah.
My mom loved David Cook too. He, I feel like, should have blown up more because he is a fantastic musician. I love his, like, just, I guess, rock vibes. And he's got some bangers that are unappreciated. And then I feel like David Archuleta blew up more technically. I feel like David Archuleta's name were like,
yeah, I know that name.
And that's
obviously.
I think he's the one that everyone else wanted to win more, just because he was, I feel like, the younger, more twinkier.
Yeah, like it was based
candidate.
on the looks.
Yep,
Yeah,
the
as it
heartthrob.
goes.
But
that's why One Direction slayed on X Factor. Yeah.
And I don't think that he's a bad artist, but especially he's really grown into a very powerful artist. Adam Lambert too, right? Because I think he's a former,
I was about to mention him.
American Idol contestant. Did he win? I forget.
I
think
don't
he
remember,
did,
but probably
maybe-
with that voice, I fucking hope so.
Right.
Damn.
Well, that's the thing. I think he may have been eliminated like early on, and not early on, but like I forget. There was another year too. I think it was like 2013. There was this one girl, Gina Irene. She gives like David Cook vibes, and I will always be listening to her Creep cover that she
Oh,
did.
shit. You need to send
which-
me all of these.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, she belts it. It's so fucking good.
There are so many good vocalists that just do not get their flowers. I think, like, because Adam Lambert also, connecting to Wicked somehow, he sang with Cynthia Erivo during some award show one of the Wicked songs, because his voice is that good. Like, he was able to, like, I don't know, do it. And he's just everything. He has, like, a cover album that I really like, because that's the thing, is, like, I don't know of many, like, super big hits as of recent from Adam Lambert that I know of, but I still do listen to his discography now and again because his voice is just so powerful. And If I Had You is everything. I listen to it every day. I like rediscovered that song and it changed my life. I was like, oh my god, my childhood.
For a certain period of my life, that was the song I woke up to. What do you want from me? Like that was the
What
song
do you
that would
want
like wake me
from
up in the
me?
morning.
Period.
A couple other pop culture moments. I mean, this was like kind of like post childhood, but still, like I mean, I feel like for my early 20s and like during the pandemic, the 2020 Miley Cyrus iHeartRadio pandemic performance.
Oh.
Like that.
Wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait. When was she on stage?
I think she had 2. Well,
Like
Heart of
Plastic
Glass.
Hearts, she was wearing like the cheerleader outfit, or is it a different performance?
There were 2. There was a Christmas performance or like a New Year's performance she did that like she did for a live concert, which I think was like a 30-minute
She was doing a lot,
performance.
actually.
She did, and then she did the Heart of Glass cover. So like I guess both of those, but primarily especially the iHeartRadio performance where she did like I think it was New Year's where she was like in the house or like this. Well,
Yes,
and then she also did an
I
NPR
think it was
thing
Tiny-
too.
yeah, Tiny
Tiny
Desk.
Desk too. So again, she was doing a lot, and that
She ate.
I needed so much of that like going through that time too.
Same. Her doing
and-
rock.
Yep.
Yeah.
And getting a mullet
Exactly
like
where she
hers,
should
you know,
be.
I was just it just I think it brought my childhood not to a closure, but like it completed things in many
Real.
ways.
I agree, because like she was very much not fully like Avril Lavigneing it out, but kind of like in the 2000s. Like she kind of had like a pop punk
Right.
vibe.
And when she was giving like
giving
Joan
rock
Jett
a
too.
little-
Like, I
right.
mean, she had Joan Jett on the album too.
Exactly.
But I see the Avril Lavigne like influence you're talking about. Like I guess more stylistically.
2000s, like
Yep.
early 2000s, like pop punk was in, and there was definitely elements of rock in.
And what she
Hannah
I feel like
Montana
there were,
shit, like-
older generations in there too. I mean, because she had Joan Jett, she had Billy Idol.
Yes, Billy
so-
Idol. Ugh, obsessed with him.
Lady Gaga, Born This Way. I remember like growing up.
Oh.
I mean, and I feel like for many at least, but like I mean, because I remember when I had to, like start mowing the lawn for like my family, and just being on the tractor, but like just like bopping it out to Born This Way, like the entire album, just like sitting it through, just kind of like going through my hand motions as I'm like mowing the lawn for my big ass property.
I fucking love that.
Like TV show wise, especially a big one for me was How I Met Your Mother, and I feel like it shaped for me like my perspective on like my 20s, and for me, especially when I was depressed a lot and like going through like waves of anxiety as a kid, like just How I Met Your Mother was so goofy and like out of the park for me, where it helped keep me distracted during times where I was like uncertain about life. And I think in many ways it normalized just existing, and you know, people were always putting such pressure on like, oh, you need to be this here right now at this point in your life.
Yeah, and it's very forced.
And I feel like shows like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, there's probably other shows too that I'm not thinking of right
Newer
now.
one, New Girl.
New Girl.
That's like a newer age.
Yeah.
It's like 10 years old, but you know what?
But no, but they
Whatever.
normalize like existing and not having
Ignoring your
a
bills
certain
sometimes.
mold to fold into in your 20s. I don't know.
Yes, Friends especially too. I mean, this thing is I never watched How I Met Your Mother, actually.
Yeah.
But I did grow up watching Friends.
Terrible ending though. Terrible ending. I was so
Shit.
disappointed.
Damn.
But all 8 or so other seasons up until that point were pretty good. I think they just rushed the ending and just were like, they didn't
hate
put the care that they
that.
should have put into it.
So many shows do that. I also, like, for me, when I was younger, it was movies. Like, I would rewatch, like, Shark Boy and Lava Girl a lot. Like, I would just rewatch movies. Like, if I had a favorite, like, the Hannah Montana movie, if I had the DVD, Corpse Bride was on repeat.
Of course.
Yes.
Same.
I feel like TV shows, I mean, I would watch whatever was on Nickelodeon, like, Victorious, like, I mean... Yeah, Nickelodeon was kind of the shit, but now that everything, I haven't, you know what, that's not, I don't want to get into the dark stuff of Nickelodeon, because that's unfortunately, like, what my mind immediately goes to now, thinking about it, which sucks, because it is, like, childhood ruined, like, I fucking hate
Childhood
it.
ruined. Another thing on my list, Vine. Ruined. The one good thing we had, you know, it didn't need to be longer than 6 seconds, like TikTok now.
No,
we
there
had
are
it.
10-minute
We had-
TikToks now. Girl, go on YouTube. What the
Literally.
fuck are you doing?
Open audiobook.
I can't with TikTok. I deleted TikTok, by the way. I have Instagram and I have YouTube, but even those, like, I don't have Instagram on my phone. I have an iPad that, like, I use it to post, and I don't like to doom scroll.
Yeah.
I love TikTok. I loved posting on it. I realized after the fact, after deleting my TikTok account, that was the one account that Tara Yummy, like, liked and commented on a post, and I was like, oh, damn, well, at least I have screenshot evidence of it, but whatever, it's fine. It's not like she, like, followed me or anything, so...
Oh, true. That would be
whatever.
different. Yeah.
But she saw my art, and I'm going to see her show March 12th.
Okay,
so.
you are DC, right?
Yes! I'm so excited.
There we go.
I'm so fucking hype. But yes,
Just Dance.
Just Dance. It'll be okay.
No, like the game.
Just Dance. I know. But I think it was named after the song, right? By Lady Gaga?
Maybe?
That was like the era.
Well,
In my head it was.
But did they ever even have I know they had Gaga on Just Dance, but like, did they have Just Dance on Just Dance?
I really hope so. Because
That's
I really
always,
should
like-
have given her credit for that. Because, like, the hell?
Sure.
But there's also, like, the David Bowie song that's Let's
Just
Dance.
Dance.
I think it's Let's Dance.
It
But
is
it's, like,
Let's-
similar vibe.
Yeah.
Let's
sorry.
Dance.
That was actually one of my
Fire.
I had honorable mentions for my pop divas. It was Lady Gaga, David Bowie, Lana Del Rey, Janis Joplin, Adele, especially her album 30. Got me through the end of college. I was in
Adele's
such a
voice.
rut in college, and I just that album healed so much of me. So many times just crying in my bathroom, just getting through shit, like just letting it out. Like,
Yeah.
and oh my gosh, Haley Williams. Like, as I was younger,
Yeah.
Katy Perry. I mean, she's
Yeah.
kind of become a little bit controversial, but like, you know, I definitely don't idolize Katy Perry, but
No.
her music was like,
Yeah, she doesn't... Yeah, exactly.
I mean, everyone loved it. Especially, I'm thinking like
mean,
Firework. I remember being
Waking
like in
Up in
summer camp.
Vegas. Like the OG Katy Perry. So good.
Oh, true.
So good.
I specifically
Roar.
like go back like 2011 though, like Firework came out, and I was at summer camp, and we're all just like obsessed with the music video and
So
just like
true.
watching it, like, because we were
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I feel like Katy Perry and Lady Gaga made such an imprint to change the music industry to allow people to do whatever the fuck they wanted. Also, Kesha. I have to talk about Kesha
of course.
because Kesha is my number one pop diva.
Yes.
So I have to talk about her. She is everything to me because I feel like she is like the more raunchy, because like obviously Lady Gaga gets like raunchy on stage or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't even call it raunchy, but
That's
she
not the
gets
word.
like
risky, but like art in an artsy way. Kesha is just like very raw and real, and like she literally has a song called Sleazy, like from back in 2000s. Obviously, like she's made so much music since then. I know that, like, you
well,
know,
apparently when she wakes up in the morning, she feels like P Diddy. So I hope not.
but
I'm kidding.
But now she says fuck P Diddy, fuck P Diddy. So that's the tea. She changed the lyrics, to love her for that. But I fuck it. But even her new music, like Joyride, and her new album, I listen to like while working out. She has a Boiler Room set that's so good. Kesha is just everything. And everything that she went through too, like I'm just so proud of her for being like independent now and owning her music.
Right.
Because
That's huge. I mean, so many artists go silent because they just they lose their voice within their work and it gets taken away by the company they signed a label with.
Yeah, that's the thing is that like people, because she kind of like went through that everything that she did. She wasn't as in the mainstream because she wasn't fucking with her label, because everyone else who does continue with their label gets pushed onto these mainstream platforms and stuff, where with her she turned into more of like an independent artist and having to pave her own way. And so for years and years, like people just kind of like forgot about her, even though she was still making stuff and fucking going hard. But now that she's like completely independent, her new album I think did really well. Like she went on stage with Charlie XCX. Like you have to like, give her credit. Her voice is incredible. What she stands for is so good. And even during at one point I think she also joined like a punk band or some shit. Like she just does what she wants. I mean, even Lady Gaga was in like some kind of rock cover band like during her early days, like early days.
About, I think.
Yeah. But I still like, I don't know, it's just so cool to see like the integration of pop and rock, but pop rocks. But
Lady Gaga can do anything. I mean, she's sung with Tony Bennett. She did her, I wouldn't say country album, but like country influence with was it Joanne? Why am I forgetting the album title?
And it sounds familiar. I think that's what it is. I'm not like huge on it.
I forget the name of the album, but I think it had Joanne on it.
Yeah.
And that also got me through so much, especially like high school.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all like the pop diva. We also, we'll get into that later.
Get you a girl who can do both.
Exactly. Get you a girl who can do everything pop, rock, because we will get into the rock when it comes to how we met and everything. But first, I have to ask before we get into the Luna Lynn's and Foxo XO lore. What is your favorite Kim Petras song?
It's just so hard for me to like pick a number one for anything oftentimes. So I mean, probably like Personal Hell.
Yeah,
that's a big one. Especially just like carpool karaoke when I'm by myself and I need to like just like scream out Personal Hell, King of Hearts, banger, or The Next Life.
Yes,
So,
The Next Life is so good. Turn Off the Light, that entire album, I'm obsessed with. Like, that was peak for me. Recently, I've been listening over and over and over and over again her song, I Like Your Look. It's a more recent song. We watched the music video. Yeah, I'm obsessed. Because it's produced by Frost Children, who also have incredible music. Again, with the, like, bratification of the whole fucking world, like everything being so like house music, girl, we're going to party, everything's changed into that, and Kim Petras also went on that wave. Granted, she's always been in that wave. She's always been in like the gay club scene, like vibe, you know what I mean? Like she's always been that. And I feel like it's just gotten to like another level recently. It's been very like honed in, it seems like, as she's been working with Frost Children. It seems like she's kind of just making music for her, because I think for a moment, like when she first blew up, like she was probably just forced to put out that one album, which I still think was a great album, but like now it just seems like the music is like more authentic and it's more fun to me. But it's all fun. Kim Petras' music is all fun. What the fuck am I talking about? But yeah, anyways. I Like Your Look is so fucking good. And her song Radio with Frost Children, I have on fucking repeat because it's so good. But yeah, I also have to pee. We can also just like pause and come back. Cut! Girl, I gotta piss. It's piss break time. Anyways, that's crazy.
Take two.
Take two. Cut.
Action.
Hi, we're back. So now we're going to speed run the last few questions that we have because, girl, we love to ramble, but this podcast cannot be 3 hours long. So we are going to continue on. Okay, next section is Luna Lynn's lore with Foxo XO. First question, when did you know that we were going to be best friends?
So, I mean, I feel like it was like sophomore year. I mean, like,
Okay.
right, like,
Yeah.
when did we go to Twinkle Pilots? Was that freshman or sophomore year? I think it was like after freshman year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Or
like...
was
It was like the summer after freshman year. Like
Okay.
May or...
Right.
It was like warmer out.
And, because I feel like, I mean, we met going into freshman year. And then I don't know how much we really actually hung out and did stuff like.
That's true.
It wasn't. I feel like until like the end of freshman year that we were like really hanging out and going out, and, like not getting into trouble, but getting into trouble.
But like getting into trouble for sure. Definitely. And that's like, because I was best friends with Sam, and that's how we all became friends too. And we would all hang out and do stuff, and that was always fun.
And then I mean, especially once. Like, we had that consistency going, and then, again, it really wasn't until around, like, sophomore year where I was, like, going around to your mom's apartment a lot more, and me driving more, too, so I was, like, able to see you, you know.
Yeah, we were always hanging out sophomore year.
Yeah, just I remember calling you up over at your mom's house, and you're like, why are you over at my mom's house? And we're just like, hey!
I was like, girl, what the hell?
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was just at that moment, you know. And I mean, for me too, like I had gone for so long, like not really having like any, especially middle school, like, and honestly elementary school too. Like I really didn't have like consistent friends I was like going out seeing or like around. And I lived in a quiet neighborhood, and the only people that were in it were like, you know, asshole bullies, and it was just like it was just disappointing. So I had my guard up in many ways, and also just didn't like. I mean, with how like we grew up in the
it's like
establishment,
suburban area,
a suburban
into,
nightmare.
Like it's like a quote unquote city. Like it's not. It's like a fake city.
It's not a borough, but like a jurisdiction,
right?
And
it's very much the bubble. They call it.
Yep, the bubble. There was such a bubble there because people were just living in their own worlds and their own fantasies. Whatever wasn't in your circle was weird or ick. And just the amount of people like you try to interact with, and they just like look at you up and down. They're like, and just.
There's a lot of pretentious rich people. Let's be so for real. Yeah. That's a lot of what it was.
And
it was
not
like
everyone.
Not everyone. It's not like it was fully like absolutely like a country club vibe, but there were some people that had like a.
No, literally, actually, it literally did feel like, you know, because there was like the swim club that was like nearby. Like it's just that like
if
the
you
cliques. And again, all these cliques, especially like Young Life. And
oh
I remember,
my God,
especially a lot of the Young Life
the
people
Christians, and no hate, but
well, no, because there were a lot of people,
but they also hated us.
I mean, there were some Christian scenes that like I hung in with,
yeah, me too,
and especially like at the United Methodist Church, like they were so sweet there, so it wasn't all judgmental and like, you know, weird / like standoffish, but there were so many within those like student government too. I felt like it was one of those things where it was not only just like, it was more so a popularity contest, and like, and where I really became self-aware of that was like 4th grade, where because we started having those student government like opportunities, and realizing like I had no shot because just no one cared about like who, like the things I like had to say and bring about, because everyone was more obsessed about like those that were more, I guess, like intriguing / like. And I felt
groups.
like, yeah, and I feel like I got like
so
quickly
hard.
labeled like annoying, you know. So it was just one of those things where I was just often
I feel that
independent, off on the sides to myself, you know. Didn't have 0 friends, but no one was ever like asking me to hang out on the weekends, or I didn't really have like any, like, I mean, because again, my neighborhood was so quiet, and also my mom and my family really didn't socialize too much, so, you know, and I don't have cousins too growing up, so it's just like, it was just me. And, well, and my sister, but like,
yeah, I get that. For me, yeah, I always had like one core best friend, and then it was hard for me to like I did have lots of like acquaintances, exactly. I would say, but then I would always have like one core best friend throughout my like entire upbringing. Like it was always like someone different, to be honest. Like I would be really close with somebody, and then like something would happen, and then I would end up like clinging to someone else.
Like I had like a best friend growing up in like pre-K, and like it was like a family friend. Her name's Karma. Yeah. But they like went to a different school in the nearby area, and so like I mean I was like it just. Yeah. It was just tough.
I always had really codependent friendships growing up. Like looking back, like no hate, but I would like be like freaking out if somebody couldn't hang out on the weekend. Like I was a little bit dependent like on hanging out with people.
Like no one was ever like, hey, you want to like exist together, spend time, have fun.
Yeah. And until like high school when I actually fucking got to know you, because we never had, this is the thing, we went to elementary, middle, and high school together. We didn't really get to know each other until
high school,
which is crazy, like
absurd.
Like I knew your name, obviously I've seen you around, but we never had classes together.
Yeah, same. I remember seeing your face, especially in yearbooks and all that. Yeah, but like, and because I mean I guess we were just both quiet kids too, so like, and we never had classes together. If we would have had a class together in 4th grade or something, bam.
And neither of us were in like extracurricular or anything.
No, well, because if you did anything, you did band. I did chorus stuff, so it was like.
And even then, like I hated band, and I didn't talk to anybody. So, And that's tea.
And that's
And
the
if I
thesis.
actually, what's crazy though, because if I would have stuck it out with chorus, we probably would have met in middle school.
I remember you being in fourth or fifth grade chorus.
remember that?
I do vaguely
How
remember
the
that.
hell?
It just because like
That's
I don't
crazy.
know.
I thought it was a big chorus.
Well,
felt
it
big.
was. It was,
Scary.
but I still remember seeing like your face there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing is, like, I was so, like, again, introverted, baddies. That's why I quit chorus. Because I was like, I don't want to be heard. And so, and then
Well,
I was
also,
kind of forced to
It was
still
so
do
judgmental.
something.
Like if you weren't like, you know, it wasn't like judgmental, but you really felt like
Like, you would stick out.
assholes. Like and people were just unfiltered and not everyone.
Yeah. Not everyone.
But just again, the wrong person says the wrong comment, and you're just
Yeah.
like, no, thank you.
Yeah, because, like, I tried to be... Because that's the thing is, like, the dynamic changed so much because I was friends with, like, a lot of different girls in, like, elementary school. Then middle school, the dynamic completely switched with certain groups. And so then I became pretty, like...
I hated
ostracized in middle school, and then that's when we met by the end of middle school when I was
Right.
like starting to realize that everyone that I was trying to hang out with actually didn't like me.
Exactly. I was
So-
so by my lonesome in middle school. Like I was so isolated.
Middle school sucked.
And-
obviously.
And because I mean, and it's just that hormonal like angsty stage where, again, I saw everyone else interacting with each other. I'm like, why doesn't anyone else ever interact with me? And then you came into my life.
Aw.
So
Literally. Oh, I love you so much. I felt that so hard because I like always tried to make like such like, you know, I always like wanted like such a close friendship, which I always like did to
Right.
a certain degree, but then I would always end up like falling out
But
in
there
some way,
always-
shape, or form.
there always felt like I would try to like socialize with people, and there would always be that person like you would try to spend time with and like get to know more, and they already like had that one person they put above, and
Yeah.
you would try to like interact with them, and they were always like,
Yeah.
you know. And I actually I did have one
Which
best
is
friend
crazy.
in middle school, like growing up, and she was a huge core part of like just me existing, and so I don't like
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
right, and I really didn't happen, especially like hanging out together until like at least like midway through 7th grade, 8th grade. So like I feel like a core part of it was just me finding myself for the first half of middle school. And even then, you know, and again, we're angsty. It's something I hold, like, because I love them. I haven't heard from them in so long, but, like, you know, it's nothing like... I mean, we had, like, dramatic up and downs with, like, that you see in middle school, like, early high school, but...
Yeah. And the biggest thing, too, like,
Yeah.
maybe... Because in my head, we didn't become besties, but for some reason, this was, like, when I knew that, like, we would immediately click is, like, when, I think... I don't know how it happened, but whatever. The yearbook signing of 8th grade, Panic at the Disco was brought up.
Yes!
So that bond was instantly met in my head.
Yeah, we knew we had good
Yeah.
music.
Because I didn't know anybody who liked the fucking music that I listened to. So that was where I was lonely as shit. And as soon as I knew that you listened to Panic at the Disco, I was like, oh. I was like, do I have a tribe? Like, that's crazy. because, like, before that, like, I got introduced to, like, a lot of emo music and stuff, too. Gotta give it out to my friend from summer camp, Sammy Ng. I have so many friends named Sammy. But
And I have to say, I have to give it up to my friend, too, when I was friends with Kayla. Or, well, actually, I guess I shouldn't say was friends, because it's not like I'm not still friends. But, like, when we were, like, tight,
Besties,
you know,
yeah.
it... Like, I got so much music influence from her, too.
And then, like, you start getting into Tumblr and everything, and that's when I started watching, like...
God.
There'd be, like, the gifs of, like, the Skins scenes. We still...
Or whatever fandom.
Yeah,
Fandom.
absolutely.
You name it.
Skins is a show, but that we need to watch together. Because speaking of, fucking British... dry humor, this shit is so funny. You would fucking love it, and we need to watch it. And I'm so surprised. I've known this bitch for 10, 11 years, and we still haven't watched my favorite show, Skins, together, which I don't know how that
I
hasn't
thought
happened.
New Girl was your favorite show.
New Girl is also
So,
my favorite. New
yeah.
Girl, I love. New Girl is a
Get your
funny
story
show.
straight.
Listen, I have many favorite shows because I cling on to shows like a leech, and New Girl is one of them, Skins is one of them, Adventure Time is another, as of late. Adventure Time is more of, like, a recent one, but Skins I, like, grew up watching, and I've watched, like, all of it, like, several times. American Horror Story 2. Anyways, we connected over the emo shit, and then we just became besties, and then I came out to you on FaceTime, because I was on Tumblr. Speaking of Tumblr, I was, like, looking at photos of Halsey during her Badlands era, and I was like, girl, I think I might be bisexual, like, so casually, and, like, freshman year of
And I was like, girl,
school.
get the fear of God in you.
And I remember, and I was talking about this in my last episode, but, like, months later when I was, like, dating boys and I was, like, confused, I was like, I think I might be straight. And you laughed. And it was so funny. And you were like, girl.
That I don't remember.
I mean, it was freshman year of high school. Like, because we would FaceTime sometimes freshman year. And I remember this because it was a core memory of, like, me finding out, like, my queerness because of this girl. And so I was just like, oh, wait. Because, like, I didn't really feel comfortable really talking to anyone else, so that's tea. I mean, I did talk to some other people, but it was more difficult, I will say, when you're a fucking preteen.
Oh, of course. Because
Yeah,
then
it's hard.
you never know who, like, you're gonna say something to, and then they just blab it to, like, XYZ. And
Oh my
why did I talk to you? Why did I confide?
Yeah, so you're like, how could I ever trust you again? And that's tea. But what form of potato do you think you are? Great segue.
Whatever is Irish. So
Yes.
especially like probably like
All of them?
like a good roasted red potato.
Ooh.
Or like a sweet potato, which is kind of cheesy. I mean, I feel like people would be like, "I'm a sweet potato because I'm sweet," but I just really love.
You are a sweet potato.
Well, I love being. I love sweet potatoes. Like
They're so good.
ugh,
The butter,
and they're so satiating. Like
the cinnamon on it. Oh my god.
so, but I also love a good roasted red potato. Like
Yeah. Oh my god. Like the little ones? Is that what you're talking about?
it kind of like the round red ones.
Yeah, they're
You
very
dice
good.
them up and then like they get like real nice and crispy and
Yeah.
like the skin on them like
So good.
something about it just something takes me back to my people. So
I am a curly fry.
it's not a potato.
Yes, it is. It's just fried.
It's a fried potato, I guess. But
It
like,
is
what
a
kind of potato are you?
Oh.
I thought of like a russet
You're
potato or
kinda
like
right
a golden
about that.
potato, like.
Shit. Girl.
So, but you are a curly
You got
fry.
me on that one. Because this question came up because me and Ava talked about it in our podcast together, and I just was like, yeah, I think curly fry is where I'm at, and she also kind of got me on that. I guess, like, it doesn't matter, like, however it's prepared is also, like, are you, like, I don't know, like a Chick-fil-A waffle fry?
Yeah,
Like, however it's prepared, it doesn't matter if it's, like, the kind of potato, because I didn't even think about that.
Especially like Five Guys potato fries.
Oh my
like,
god.
oh my god, so good. The peanut oil
Thrashers from I don't know if all around everywhere has Thrashers.
well, I know Rehoboth has it, and so it's
Yeah.
at least like a mid-Atlantic thing.
East
I
Coast.
think Jersey has Thrashers too.
Yes, absolutely. It's
So-
definitely an East Coast beach thing. I don't know if it's in other places.
If
but
you don't experience Thrashers, we are very sorry for you.
I'm so sorry. Those are the best fries to actually ever exist. But also, getting back to the cheesy stuff, what is one of your favorite memories of us together?
So we mentioned for a moment like 21 Pilots concert.
Mm-hmm.
We went to one. It was like going into our sophomore year. You know, their dad took us. We went with our other friend at the time, Sam.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think, was anyone else there? It was just
It was
you,
just
me,
us
Sam.
three, and then my dad.
Yep, and your dad.
It was a sleigh.
And it was at Meriwether Pavilion,
Mm-hmm.
which was a blast. I remember especially
so fun.
when they, which songs did they, it was Trees, right? And
For the encore?
yeah,
Is that what you're
for
talking
like
about?
when they came out to like the B stage by
Yes.
us. We were so close. They ran right in, especially Josh Dunn ran right in front of us. And then
Literally.
especially for me, like years later, because I think it was 2021, 2022, I went with my sibling to
Yes.
see 21 Pilots in Philly, and Tyler Joseph came right by, and we were able to touch his hand. So
Peak. Fucking peak for a 21 Pilots fan. I have a whole fucking altar of, like, drawings that I've done of them on my wall over here that you guys cannot see, but I
obviously we just never fully left our angsty middle school phase.
No.
Where,
No.
you know, and I have fallen out of listening to them, but they still, like, there will
Same.
always just be, like, a connection to that for me. Especially,
Yeah.
I mean, I got my family obsessed with it. I remember, like, getting into 21 Pilots, and then my mom and my sibling, too, were just, like, I was listening to them in the shower, and then I come out, and they were just, like, my sibling was sitting, like, laying on my mom as they were looking on my mom's computer at just, like, 21 Pilots, like, music videos. And I'm like, what have I done? What have I got myself into?
But that's so cute that, like,
Yeah.
you had a younger sibling to, like, relish in that with.
You know, it was a family thing, because my mom, I would
Yeah.
come home from school, my
Same.
mom would be like, did you see they tweeted this or they posted this video yet?
Yeah,
And
y'all?
she would
So
usually be able
cute.
to see the music video before I could, because it was posted when I was in school or something,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, my mom also loved Twin Pilots. Maybe not to that degree.
She would be
My dad
texting
also
me,
loved them.
like, in
And
class
my dad took
sometimes.
us to their concert, so.
Right, well, he had some enjoyment with it.
Yeah, because it was all I listened to, so he had to have liked them, because if he didn't, he would not have enjoyed my growing up experience, because there was a period where, like, I'm so serious, they were the only artists that I listened to, and obviously some others,
Yeah, I like
but
Panic at the
it
Disco.
was an obsession to a degree that I'd never had with any other artist, honestly.
I remember, like, my
Yeah.
mom would be texting me, like, like, I'd be in class in high school, and my mom's texting me stuff about 21 Pilots. I'm like, why is my mom texting? Like, I loved it, though, you know, just because I love her to death, but, like,
It was so
just,
cute.
it was just so funny, like, the realization, like, who else's parent is doing this right now?
Right.
So, I feel like a couple of the core memories, senior week, like, that was a huge one, just being on the beach at Ocean City,
Oh.
us being right by the ocean, we were just a block from there, so we could just walk there anytime. Our Colorado trip, which we need to, like, relive, or San Diego,
need
or
to go
something,
back
or
to
maybe even
Colorado.
Portland, or
San
something.
Diego.
Like,
Anyway.
we need a good trip coming up soon.
Absolutely. This summer.
And just always
Whatever.
hammocking at our spot
Mhm.
down at bottom, so...
Yes.
Which,
Yes,
for those
we
that
are
don't know,
hikers.
there's like a local trail area, and it was off of a place called Bottom Road. So,
We
They
can just
just
call
call
it
it Bottom.
Bottom.
and it's like
that's
at the
spot.
bottom, like
It's
just
a
when you go
valley.
there, like yep.
Into the water. And that's the thing, is, like, that's the only thing that you could really do in the town that we grew up in. There was not really anything else to do except for go hiking in this one little spot.
Rest in peace, the abandoned ranger station bottom house, where it was like all spray painted out, and like
I
you
have
have a whole
photos, and I
diorama.
will
You made a
insert
whole
them.
diorama of
Yes.
it, like, well, not like a full, but like it was like
Parts of
inspired,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. What I could.
stylized.
Because a girl, I only had so much time. Those little houses took me hours to make. I will insert photos of those along with the drawings that I did, along with the photo shoot that I took of the house that I thankfully did with my professional camera before the camera. I think the battery died. I still have the camera, but I need to get it fixed. Anywhoosies, Bottom Road was everything. Colorado was everything. We went to Pikes Peak. That was my first time, like, going up, like, such a high mountain like that ever. We did drive
Experiencing
all of
anything like that. Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was crazy. The plane, remember the plane going by, like
Oh my
right
God.
right at our eye level, basically at the top of the
Yes.
mountain.
Next time I want to take the train up. You know what I
There's a
mean?
train?
There was a train. Yeah, you can take a train up I saw, like, when we were at the top of it, you could see, like, the train station. I say that we were really big hikers, but the thing is that I really like to hike and then sit in a pretty place. Like, I don't really like to walk, but I do like nature.
Well, and I mean, Jimmy knew how to drive up it, but
exactly.
it's a whole. I mean, especially going down with your brakes.
We would not have
like
made it
I
up
don't
there.
know if I could handle my brakes. Like
Next
yeah.
time we take the train, or the bus, like,
Or
there was
someone who
also a
knows how
bus
to drive
system.
it.
Yeah, no, that was
'Cause-
crazy. We took a rental Yukon up there when we barely made it. We had to take so
we
many
beat
stops.
up that Yukon.
And they should have expected that. Like, you're renting a Yukon
Yeah.
in Colorado. What else are you going to do with it? Obviously, go up the highest mountain that exists.
we didn't beat it up, but we definitely tore up like the insides of it, probably with just like
Yeah. But
the
it ran
work
for the
that-
rest of the
yeah,
trip.
exactly. So,
Remember, it actually didn't run when we first got to it? After
right?
we got
No,
off the
because
plane.
and we were like, I was so freaked out. I'm like, is this seriously how our trip's gonna go?
We got there 9-10 at night, and we get to the car that's, like, parked in the lot. We find the key, and it doesn't start. And then, of course, thankfully we were with, like, men who knew about cars, and they figured it out, and it was fine. But if that wasn't the case, I would have been done. I actually would have been fucking done. Toast. Okay, next segment. Next segment, because we gotta push this along. This podcast is gonna be 10 hours long. Okay, so artist update. First question. When did you first get into art, and when did you start to fall in love with art?
It's been a lifelong journey because I grew up literally in diapers, where my mom was working at a local community college. She was in the visual performing arts department. She was secretary to the dean or assistant to the dean. I've always just been around a huge art influence because there was, a pre-K daycare area on campus where I was, I could just go there for free. I was able to go to free summer classes since she worked there and stuff. So they had summer programs for arts integrated stuff, as well as science and performing and a theater stuff as well. They had so many different
you did
categories.
drama.
I did drama. There was more than just drama too, and they had just normal stuff too, where literally it was basically being in college for kids. But it was fun.
That's so cool.
It was so cool, and
I did not know that.
Every year we got the catalog, and I could go through the classes that are the classes. I played so much Pop Tropica.
Tropica.
In
That's a
one
fun
of the
name.
computer group classes that I signed up with. And it changed a little bit each year, but it was a blast. And I usually signed up for several different programs throughout the year. They had a gym-based one too, so you were doing athletics stuff too. That's how I spent a lot of my summers. And then it wasn't until so then that really pushed me most of my life just enjoying artwork and being artsy. But it wasn't until junior year of high school when I finally took a fine art prep class where I learned how to draw.
And you learned quick.
I did,
mind you.
Yeah, because I knew most of the skills. I just couldn't fully put that drawing into perspective. And then until it was Mrs. McLeod who
everything.
I
love her.
I will always remember, just draw what you see, not what you think, and that's what did it for me. Is just picking out the shapes within objects and figures in life.
Exactly.
And especially
she taught me so much.
Yeah. So she saved me with that.
At the reference more than you do the actual piece that you're making.
Oh, right.
That was the main thing that she taught of look at the photo, stare at it, and then you will really see what the hell you're supposed to be making.
Studying life.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then a big one too for me that pushed me in college was I took a mixed media course, and within the first week, my professor introduced us to an artist named Hannah Hawk, who is a huge collage Dadaist artist and hella queer, huge anti-Nazi revolutionist, because she was living in Germany at the time, and she kind of had to go underground silent for many years too, just because the regime was just really debilitating, on the entire region. But she prevailed, and she lived until about her until about the 60s, or I think she died in the 70s. She was revolutionary, and she was out there dating women at the time when it was still kind of semi-acceptable, before that tightened up. Her artwork was just so inspiring, because I've always loved collage, and even looking back at some of my childhood artwork growing up, found this old collage within my files, and I somehow, I guess, just had a magazine, and I cut out a picture. It was a picture of Trump and Melania, and I think I glued her to a car or something, and it was literally I love you, babe. It was on par to looking at it today. It was how did I see this?
Oh my god, how old were you? When was this?
I don't know exactly how old I was, but I was probably 3, 4, 5 maybe. This was something I made in pre-K before elementary
so
school.
you just predicted the world burning.
But looking at it, I remember flipping through the files of my old artwork and then seeing it, and I it was just, I need to find a picture of it, because it's hysterical. Just looking at it now after everything that has gone down. So art has always been a thing for me, journey wise. Now teaching, so
yeah. So proud of you. That's so fucking everything. Oh my god. Yeah, because you picked up visual arts very quickly. I remember junior year, because
yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I was immersed in it my entire life.
Yeah,
And I always
that's
wish I
true.
could, like, take it that step further. And then I was finally, like, granted that freedom. I mean, because I was trying to get into, like, performing arts for a while, like chorus and, like, learning piano, guitar.
Yeah.
And that was just a lot tougher for me. Like, I just didn't have that mindset, as well as, like,
It is
I feel
tough.
like our teacher that we had for chorus was just, like, she's great. She's a legend. She's very intelligent. But she picked and chose, like, her favorites, and it really showed. And sometimes I was, like, especially depending on the class, like, I was amongst the favorites, and other times too, you know, there were other performers where she was just like, it was just very picky and choosy, and
Yeah, I don't
you know,
love
I
that.
don't think I could have gotten more. I feel like I could have gotten more from her if she would have put that potential into more of the students, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, I am very grateful, even though I didn't want to do band. I was in percussion, and the teacher was a percussionist himself, so in any other circumstance, percussion would be left behind. They're in the back. Nobody really talks about them, whatever. But it's just the truth. Like, middle school, like, we were just in the back, like, bored half the time. But this particular teacher, professor, whatever, band teacher, he took the time to make sure that percussion had a separate class from band, so that we were able to be focused on and to make sure that, like, our section was done properly, because percussion is the heart of the band, and it's much.
Oh yeah, if someone's offbeat, it's gonna throw everyone else off. Like
Exactly.
that's key. That's key. Yeah.
And even though, like, it wasn't something that I particularly wanted to do, I do love dance, and that has a lot to do with rhythm, and it taught me so much about rhythm and so much about, like, when it comes to that. So even though maybe I don't play drums nowadays literally at all, but I do, like, take that into my dance and everything. But so you teach kids. What is your, you know, your favorite thing, and what is your least favorite thing?
So in the education spectrum, like I said, education, not education. Sorry, I'm
Education.
So in
It's
the
getting
education
late.
spectrum,
What time is
it is getting late.
I know.
So
It's
basically,
9:30 at night. It's not that late. It
I
is.
feel like a grandma. This is usually when going to bed during the weeknights,
It is
because
true.
I have to get up so early.
To wake up at like 5, 6 a.m.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
The
Like
grind
the
is real.
students. Yeah. It's like how we were, like, I think about it all the time. I'm like, when I was, like, a student, like, we just woke up that early, like, as if it was, like, normal. And it is.
It was still a bit of a fight for me.
Oh,
I feel like it's
absolutely.
just the same as a fight for me. And once I'm up and rolling, I'm up and rolling. But like still,
You have to force yourself.
I'm very routine oriented, and I feel like my routine especially has been a struggle bus. Like, especially since teaching.
Yeah.
And just getting ready in the morning. But so we try to stay away from favorites and least favorites, especially. But I came with 3 glows and 3 grows.
Period.
So a bunch of my grows, you know, teaching. I love those adorable aha moments. You know, where especially like I work in a school where it's pre-K to 8th grade. But and this year I'm working primarily with pre-K through 4th grade, and so especially with the younger kids when they really don't understand. But even with the older kids, like, they have those moments where they're working through something and you finally explain it a little bit more, or they finally kind of like hit that like gold mine of information or understanding, and they achieve it, and they get so excited and proud of it. It's, you know, it's amazing, because that's at the core of like what I love to do. You know, is challenging people. Just step out of that shell more. And they're some of the sweetest kids ever. Some of the most generous, some of the most giving kids I've ever seen. You know, they're always just trying to like either give me the artwork that they just made, and I have to insist that they take his action. Take 3.
Take 3. Hey, we're back. Okay, I just hurt my arm doing that, damn. So now we're on Fox's phone, and hi, hello. We're gonna wrap this up with the last few questions, and yeah.
So we left off aha moments.
Yes.
They are some of the sweetest kids ever. They're always so giving. Whether they have like a little piece of candy in their pocket or like a little like figurine toy, they're always like, "Here, have this, have this."
That's
you
so
know,
cute.
their drawings too, especially. You'll have to, you know, give a strict correction one day, and we both can end the day. I come back into the classroom the next day, and they don't, you know, we're able to start a new day from it.
How many students are in the school, do you know?
It's like at least like 900 or so, I would say. About
wow.
900. So across pre-K through 8th grade.
Okay.
Especially with it being a vast Hispanic population, about 90%, you know, it's given me just access to a bunch of new perspectives. You know, I have an opportunity to really, I mean, I feel like I've learned more Spanish in there than I have in classes in high school and college. So that's a huge part too, like, some people to actually put those skills to use. And it's not perfect. You know, yo hablo un poco. So just a little bit. So I'm still growing with that. It's giving me new perspectives to like grow and respond not only to students that are neurodivergent, but like that are, you know, are multilingual learners that, you know, have just come over from out of the country.
English is their second language.
Yes,
which
and
is,
even if they've been living here for many years, if they live in a household that is primarily Spanish speaking, you know, that's just going to have a huge influence, you know, how their perspective wraps around things in an English speaking school, because we're not a bilingual school as much as we are, you know, primarily in one of the most heavily populated, you know, Hispanic districts in the city. We provide our content and materials in English.
Yeah.
And that's a huge challenge, and you know, that's why I'm trying to learn more, but also it's just it gives me a chance to really step back in many ways and understand other people's lives.
Absolutely.
I feel like some of our grows, moving from the glows, would, you know, some things I wish we could grow into were just like, I love, again, they're some of the most giving students, but they just don't stop talking. And you spend
They
all
love
this,
to yap.
and we obviously love to yap too.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing for me too, is pacing, like making sure I'm not yapping too much too, to where they're bored out of their minds. That is something I have found, like I have had some L's, you know, for myself, where I've bored them to death, and instead of having more fun content with it. But
Yeah, I'm sure that's difficult.
they will not stop talking, to the point of like every 15 seconds I'm trying to explain 1 or 2 minutes of very basic stuff that we need to know for our lesson, or how we should treat our materials or our supplies. And they mean the best, but it is,
That's why I'm sure like knowing like children's psychology has to be like so important too, which is so difficult, because it's like,
especially these pandemic babies.
oh
Like,
god,
it
attention spans
their
don't
hearts.
exist. They need like
scroll.
right, and they're given iPads at the age of 2.
But the crazy part is, we're one of the best schools when it comes to like, and I've heard this from other staff, but like you never see a phone in sight.
That's awesome.
Maybe occasionally with some of the middle schoolers, you know, they'll find a way to like sneak it. But like even with the middle schoolers, most of them have it locked away, and they go the whole school day without it. You
That's
don't
awesome,
see them.
as it fucking should be.
Or maybe they'll have them out in the lunchroom, but like I don't ever go to the lunchroom,
Because that's
like,
how
to do
we grew
anything,
up. Like
so.
I think high school we had our phones, but middle school like
Yeah, I mean, we had our phones way more in high school than I've ever seen any of my students in middle school or elementary school have their phone and technology.
yeah, because we were allowed to. Like middle school.
Well, yeah, and I wasn't in my class, or I wasn't in class doom scrolling. I was
No.
still paying attention to the project, and I primarily
Never.
had my phone so I could responsibly use it, so I could listen to music.
I'd
when
be
we
on
had
like
our free time.
Snapchat, like taking selfies. Like okay, girl. Like I wasn't doing anything like super distracting.
And I wasn't even doing that, and like if there was actual like lesson stuff going
No,
on.
I was
if it was
doing
like
that,
the
like,
transition period
in art
yeah.
class, if I was just like bored.
Well, yeah,
I don't know, girl. I'd be like Googling things.
there
I'd
were
be using
more-
it to my advantage.
Yeah,
More than
like and we knew when to put it down. I feel like working in the city too, there are more things than you would expect that are polarizing and political.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just like, you're like, man, I just work here. I'm just trying to teach and make an impact. Things are just taking far more political than you want them to be, and it's very unfortunate, because
Like
it
what?
just, I don't even, I mean, whether it's just down to budget constraints and stuff, or
like stuff you can't
how-
control.
that, as well as like classroom management lingo, as well as like the strategies that the school is trying to focus on itself. I'm having a hard time articulating it, even like down to like how we get evaluated and like fairness within that. You know, unfortunately, I have not faced some fair evaluative, especially my first year. I was not evaluated fairly, and I was like, man, I'm trying to grow, and I've made it very clear I'm trying to like learn and understand as I've gone through my first year.
Literally your
And-
first year teaching. Mind you, like a learning experience in and of itself.
Exactly.
Like,
with
it's
in
not
so
easy.
many ways, and you know, it's like it was made far too political, and I had it's like, I thankfully I was able to speak up for myself, but it was like what's going on? Can we
What's
just get
going
this
on?
together?
No, but absolutely. Yeah, because it's like, I've never taught in, like, a professional setting. I've taught in, like, paint party classes, which, like, people are painting and sipping, they're drinking their alcohol, and they're just, like, you know, trying to have a good time. But I've also taught dance classes, which is, like, you have to break things down in a very particular manner, and, like, you know, that, those times teaching, you learn so much each and every time of how to actually get something across to people. And it also depends who you're teaching, how many people you're teaching, and how to make it digestible.
Yep.
And it is a process in and of itself, like, from what I can experience. Not Ava FaceTiming. We bring her onto the pod for a second. Hold up. No, I am gonna answer for a second. Welcome to the Creatively Dreaming podcast with Luna Lens
Special
and
guest.
Fox, and special guest
Hi,
Fox. Hello,
Hi,
say
guys.
hello to the camera.
It is me,
It is Ava to the moon.
Robert. I do not like this rock. Hey, let me say Robert. I do not like this rock. Robert.
Oh my god, you're Marcus.
The rock in question.
I am. Yes, I am.
I understood. I understood
What is
this.
that?
It's my Peppa Pig.
What the? I hate to tell you, that ain't no Peppa. That is Salt the Swine. That is Salt the Swine, bitch. Who the hell is that?
I am crying. I am crying.
Get that sinful bastardization of a pink flesh blob out of my face.
Yeah.
It's okay, Papa.
Well, I will let y'all be. I hope you have fun.
Thank you. We're very close to being done, the pod.
Of course, Robert.
Robert.
Robert. I do
What
not
are
like
y'all
this
doing?
rock.
Have fun.
Love you.
I love you too. Alright, bye.
Okay, bye. I needed to. That was amazing. That was our our third co-host
Our
of the
icon.
day. Oh right, yeah, we actually do still need the iPad. Where were we?
mean, I
Love
think
Ava
that-
to the moon.
Primarily, I may have knocked off all of
It's
you.
okay. It's okay.
Um,
They'll survive.
yeah, no, but they are some of the best kids, and I'm so lucky because there's so much love and warmth coming from all of their little hearts. Like, I can't exist, like, I'll just be strolling my cart down the hallway, and, like, my first graders will be like, "That's Friday! Oh my god!" And then, like, you know, I'm trying to, like, get them to, like, be quiet as they see me in the hallway, so all I do is respond. I do the finger hearts, and then they're
The
like,
Korean hearts.
or they'll do, like, the hand hearts and stuff.
That's so cute.
Um,
That's my thing. Is like, I don't actually hate kids, but I think I say that because I feel like if I ever were to teach, I would get so attached to all of them, and it would break my heart.
No, and, like, I was just at a performance event that we had for them the other day, and I'm, like, getting overwhelmed because it's like they have so much love, and there's
so many of them.
as much as it frustrates me how much they talk over me. That's like my biggest problem. Like, everything else, like, they are just so.
Back on my phone because Fox ran out of storage. We left. Okay. Cut. Act 4. Okay. I have to have some bodily functions first.
All right, action. Take 5.
Action, take fucking 1,000. What's your favorite shape?
What's my favorite shape?
What's your favorite shape?
Probably like triangles or pyramids. They're one of the
Solid.
best because they're solid. The pyramids are the strongest shape known to man.
The Jim Carrey. Did you see him on the talk show? He was going like this to the camera everywhere to, like, signify the Illuminati.
Let's see that.
Okay, I'll show you the clip after. Anyways, sorry.
Clovers. I love
Four-leaf?
clover shape,
Clover.
and obviously, like, a little cliche, but hearts. You always gotta love a heart. I mean, I have
seriously.
2 hearts tattooed on me within this flower, like in the center of it, and then I have my Kata tattoo, which also has a clover on it. So
I love that. I also love hearts. My favorite shape is a star, though.
oh,
I love hearts
didn't
and
think
stars.
about stars.
Stars are everything. Also a crescent, obviously.
A good crescent. a good leaf
crescent.
shape, or like a flower shape too.
Flower. Flowers are Earth stars is the coloring book coming soon by yours truly, by the way. But yes, flowers have a similar shape to stars, which is the premise of that coloring book, and I'm excited. That is my favorite shape, is stars. And that's how we're ending the podcast, is our
You're
favorite
gonna
shape.
skip a question like that too.
Is there another question? Did I miss a
You
question?
did miss a question.
Oh my gosh, this is actually the biggest question on Earth.
Uh-huh.
What is your biggest dream creatively? If you could do anything on Earth, what would you do?
I want to do more mosaic tile glasswork, especially like I did one project in high school crafts where we got to use like stained glass to make like a stained glass piece, and my mom broke it. I remember her like calling me up sobbing when I was in college because she just accidentally, she was like trying to, she doesn't go in my space that much, but I think I had it like in like a living space, and she was trying to like clean and she just bumped it on accident and it broke.
Damn.
And I miss it so much. But I really want to do more with like collaging / working with like mosaic tiles. And like I was just talking with our friend Bug, and they want to do like a class or something. They were like, oh, we should so do like a class for that. And I was like, oh, let's so get Lindsay involved too, because that would be really cool.
I love Bug.
I love large scale collage work. Doing that, like especially I love doing like tiny details with like little pieces of color and collaging it, but then doing it like on a large scale is really intriguing for me. I've done it with a couple paintings and pieces where I've gone between like 3 foot by 5 foot. I've done like a little bit smaller than that, but still pretty large. And just working mixed media. I want to do en plein air. We were just talking because there was, you know, I ran into someone too that was like, hey, like if you know anyone or are interested in starting an en plein air group, you know, would love to share ideas with people and just like you know, gather with folks to create the same thing in a public space. So more community murals, public art. I just for Black History Month too, I was celebrating a Baltimore-born artist, Tom Miller, and I love bringing him up with my students because he's done a ton of community artwork and murals across like the city.
Yeah. For
So
context too, he was the first Black student at MICA as well, and he just made such a big impact. He's made so many murals across.
he was an art teacher.
Yes.
And it was cool because when I was chatting with someone recently too, where they were telling me about like, who asked me the question, what, you know, would you like to join this or like start something like this? They said, you know, that especially in Baltimore City, you know, the mural community and the artists amongst that community are very open and welcoming and trying to just get more people involved in the first place. It's not like it's some like, you know, secretive scene that like you have to like.
Yeah. Which sometimes it can feel that way.
Yeah.
I think
I think especially before you get into it,
Yeah.
but at least like and it makes sense. At least many of them
at first
are
everything
trying to,
is
like,
always scary until you actually like talk to the people, and then you're like,
Oh my God,
wait,
yeah.
like people literally just want like love and support at the end of the day.
I think my dream would be to have like something put up in the American Visionary Art Museum. I want to just go there more again. I haven't been there in a while.
I love the American Visionary Museum.
It's a classic.
So
It's a
much.
classic. And then by the end, you know, I want to go back to school because I got my bachelor's in art therapy. So I'm a huge fan of using art to help tell our stories, to help heal, to help understand ourselves. I think it's a language, and people sometimes get like, you know, you sound like a hippie, but I mean, we use language with letters and numbers to describe and to explain things. And I think also visual elements are a whole other form of language that, you know, we don't get the chance to use. When presented with, you know, using colors and textures and shapes and lines to describe what we're feeling over words, sometimes that can help explain and understand things for us when we try to like depict that and bring that into discussion, as well as working through trauma and other just feelings that you have going on in your life. Another huge thing is EMDR.
I've also recently have been thinking about like, and I didn't go to school for art therapy. I went to school, I got my bachelor's in fine arts at MICA, but I recently have been thinking about going and getting my master's in psychology, which I know is difficult when you haven't gotten your bachelor's, but it's happened before, people have done it.
Oh yeah.
And I think like I've always been so passionate about mental health, and especially recently just kind of realizing like how much like, oh my God, I'm obsessed.
It's not too late for you to go down the art therapy rabbit hole too. Just stay in.
Exactly.
And because they have a program at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So. And I'm losing my voice.
Yeah, we're
I
losing
talk all
our voice.
day.
We've been
all day
talking
long.
for 10 years, and she's a teacher, so she'd be yelling. Well, that's... I don't mean to make that... You kind of have to...
I don't
pick
say
up
it
your
that way,
voice.
but
No, it's just where you gotta like have a pronunciated voice. Because I know like
you have to project,
project. That's the
and it
that's the
wears out your
word.
voice.
Yeah, that's tough. Like, I remember working in a restaurant, my voice does not project. Those are great dreams. I fully agree. Like, big dream, community murals, community mosaics, and getting into therapy and helping more people in the arts of it all, which is why I like to be on the YouTube, because it's, like, a really easy way to, like, access the world in like a very raw way that like could be seen by anybody, which is always a fun time. Is a new form of education that didn't exist previously.
Yeah.
So
If you're using YouTube to doom scroll and to brain rot yourself, you're doing it wrong.
yeah, and I do that occasionally. I have like a side YouTube where I'm
there's
brain
sometimes
rot.
like there are sometimes where you do need to like have that 15-minute
Yeah.
doom scroll, but if anything more than like 15 minutes a day, like it's
Yeah,
just, like,
like I have brain
debilitating.
rotted my brain a little bit because sometimes I watch podcasts and I'm like, oh, my podcast should be more about like this bullshit that I actually don't give a fuck about, but the internet cares about, so I must talk about it. But it's like, no, I'm only gonna talk about the shit that I care about, and that's the tea, because that's wow, authenticity, and that's the tea, sis. Okay. We're tired. We want to go use the hot tub, and thank you so much for listening or witnessing to this hour and a half plus podcast with me and my bestie Fox. And I love you, and I hope you have a lovely day, evening, night, wherever you are watching this podcast. Please go take care of yourself, and I hope you learned something from this or just had a good motherfucking time. So, yes. Eee. Ooh. Oh, I even missed. It's probably good that you missed my phone.
oh, it's carpet. It'll be okay.
Cut! We're done.